Marhaba, ahlan wa sahlan. Assalamu alaikum, Ramadan Mubarak. Just everything. That's all the Arabic that I know at this point. And welcome to my second live stream looking at Levantine Arabic. I have studied a little bit of MSA maybe 10, 15 years ago, and I am looking forward to continuing to study Levantine Arabic today, which is a living dialect that's spoken. So welcome for anybody who is here. I'm going to take a look at my viewer activity and drop me a comment, say hello if you're watching. And I am going to be continuing where I left off. I feel like I'm talking into the void right now, but we'll see how this goes. And of course, if there's less demand for this, I'll just study it on my own. But frankly, I'm enjoying the live streaming situation. So it's I see all the hellos coming in. It's weird because I see comments, so I know that you're there. But YouTube is telling me that there's 0 viewers right now, so I felt like I was just talking into the void. I have my tea, which I believe is a shai, but I will learn that later, I guess. I will give a little bit of background here. I see marhaba from people. Yo, howdy. Alaikum salam. All right. Excellent. Little quiet and has background noise fuzz. That background noise fuzz is the fan on my laptop. I have no idea why it's working so hard right now. It should not be, but I guess it is. It is a little warm in the room, but I haven't had it doing anything too tedious other than having Chrome open, which drains everything. So I have a bunch of Arabic books that I have down here on the shelf. A bunch in French for learning Arabic. I have one for Moroccan Arabic over here. That's its own language variety. But I have not really learned actually any modern spoken dialect of Arabic, and so this is the first because it's going to be the most relevant to me, and I think it's just a really interesting one to study. And it's also, as I mentioned in the last live stream, the variety of Arabic that made me give up studying Fusha, 10, 15 years ago. So I'm gonna try this out, and continue where I left off. So a lot of the other language study with me live streams that I've done, I have done my own study in the meantime. I've been reading the textbooks. I understand a lot of what's going on. Like Persian, I understand. Maybe I don't speak it very well, but I understand like sort of underlyingly the structure and what's going on. I have an idea about classical Arabic or MSA, but the living varieties, shout out to Living Language. They have like 10 chapters, 15 chapters of MSA, and then like 5 chapters of Iraqi, 5 chapters of Levantine, something like that. I just remembered I had that on the shelf. Anyway, the Living Language, no affiliation with the brand of books, is something that I really don't know. I do now have a PhD in linguistics, which I got in the interim when I stopped studying Arabic. And so it's interesting to come back and look at things. I am still going to be continuing with the Routledge Levantine Arabic, colloquial Levantine Arabic textbook. I think there's only one version. I'm not sure. I'm using version 1, and I think it's version 1. And I'll share with you all as I'm going on and studying, and hopefully get some help from people in the comments, and hopefully we'll have some fun here. So as usual, I'm going to be dumping material into Anki because that's one of the ways that I outsource the memorization process. I used to just stare at the textbook and like quiz myself and walk around and quiz myself. Like I'll still do that, but it's not as effective as doing Anki. And I actually have the metrics from my Anki decks to prove it. It just, let alone my grades when I was studying Chinese, for instance, in university. So that's what I'm going to do. If that's not something that killing myself with the tea here. If that's not something that you like to do, that's totally fine. However you prefer to study works. And I know many of you are studying along, and many of you are just watching. And it's kind of an interesting experience, especially Hebrew, Persian, the ones that I've done so far. It's been really interesting to see the native speakers provide really, really helpful feedback. So I think that's great for everybody who's here. I see Teen Grogu. I speak fluent Hebrew and always interested in learning Arabic. Hope I can learn along with you. I hope you can learn along with me. I hope I can learn, and we can learn together. So I'm going to switch over. So I'm sharing the textbook here that I'm using. And I have, I think, another window open somewhere. What am I doing? Has my keyboard died? There we go. I have another window open which has the answers to the exercises. So I'm going to be drawing on that later, but I'm just going to drop this kind of down in the bottom of my screen. Interestingly, the audio for this greetings, which is where I left off last week, I think it only has the greetings and not the reply. So we're going to listen to these again. I dumped them into Anki. I see that I have, okay, Arabic audio. That's my Arabic audio. So audio, Arabic, Levantine, new edition. So this is the second edition. This is whatever the one is that, first of all, I shared a link to, and second of all is Muhammad al-Misri. Hello. All right. I see a couple more hellos. Welcome. And so I'm going to come back to where we left off. And again, I'm going to open with Audacity. As usual, I'll be using Audacity to listen to the audio and to cut it up and put it in my Anki deck. And I will probably be analyzing things with Prot every now and then for those of you who enjoy the sort of phonetic side of thing. I see in the chat, do you know anything about the relation between Levantine Arabic and the rest of the Arabic-speaking world? How does it compare lexically? What are the varieties most like it, etc.? No. I do know a little bit, but frankly, I know enough sort of linguists who are Arabicists, so to speak, that I am wary of making any claims about that. I would defer to a lot of the other linguists that I know or am acquainted with. Levantine Arabic, I'm going in blind. I know a little bit of MSA, but seeing how it changed and then comparing to other varieties, I really don't know the other varieties. I know a little bit of Moroccan Arabic, and I know the influence of Western North African languages on Moroccan Arabic. But Levantine Arabic versus like Iraqi versus Saudi Arabic, I don't know the linguistic facts on the ground, so to speak. So I'm learning. I see Arabic is always touted as an instance of dialect chain, but the description usually ends there. Yeah, exactly. Maybe that's all we know. I mean, just as an aside in linguistics, some things that are open problems are like, what's a word? We don't know. What's a syllable? It's not settled. Like, what is a dialect? Hard to say. Like, all of these are open research, contentious open research topics. So, maybe all we know is that Arabic has a lot of varieties. I see Itushfive says, I speak Levantine Arabic and Hebrew. What should I study next? Persian, obviously. Or I can throw out something like, do something for something completely different. Study a Bantu language. Swahili if you want to do something easy. Zulu if you want to do something hard and under-resourced. Study Russian. I don't know. Have fun. Lots of languages out there. Quebec French. All right, so I'm going to play the audio here and listen to it.
Unit 1. Listen to and repeat each of the following greetings. Pay attention to the meaning.
I'm going to repeat.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. Alaikum.
Peace be upon you.
Marhaba.
Hello.
We're not getting the responses. That really bothers me. Marhaba.
Hello.
Sabah al-khair.
Good morning.
Mas al-khair.
So these are,
Sabah al-khair.
I'm just going to look at this. So this is, I'm going to open this in Prot.
Mas al-khair.
You should be able to see this on my screen. This is good evening. but I'm going to open this in prot because I feel like that's fewer syllables in words than in what I'm actually seeing on the page. And so I want to hear how this is reduced just so I can better understand it. Actually, I see Patrick C said Sicilian. I think that's in response to what should I learn? I would also say, what about Maltese, right? It's Arabic and Italian kind of mixed together in a very interesting way. Italian, we'll say, with scare quotes. All right. How many syllables do we have? This looks like 3, not 4.
مساء الخير.
And let's see, we got, for those of you who can read a spectrogram, the waveform on the top is the audio. That's the sound, the pressure waves in the air. The bigger the shape, the louder it is. Usually that's vowels. The more irregular the shape, the more that's going to be frication. So that's like a fa, a kha, like these kind of like flappy kind of sounds that create turbulence. So this is an S. And then the bottom part here is a spectrogram, which is a Fourier transform of all of the waveforms, and it gives you what are the most prominent frequencies. And there's a whole science of like how it's windowed and all this stuff. But the general idea is that linguists can rely on this to get a little bit more granular view of things. This is something that was actually developed during World War II and was only declassified later. So it's a relatively new technology that's kind of interesting. So this is the S. This looks like al-khair. So okay, so what we see in the textbook is masa il-khair. And what is actually being said looks a lot like it's a syllabic L. Like it's mas il-khair. Let's see. Right, if I just select that, I hear muscle, so like muscle khair, which is good to know. That's exactly the way that I kind of expect it to reduce, although I think there's one weird thing about this. That this accent that they have here in the textbook indicates that that's the stressed syllable, so it looks like the stressed syllable, the vowels coalesce, and then everything just becomes a syllabic L, but it's weird to just lose the vowel in a stressed syllable. So if there are any native speakers here, please let me know if this, first of all, if this sounds right, and second of all, obviously I think you would understand if I said like masa al khair, but masa al khair sounds more natural to me, but I know nothing, so we'll figure this out as we go along. All right, masa al khair, sabah al khair, and I'm a little annoyed, like I said, that I'm scrolling around in the wrong place. So I'm a little annoyed that it seems like we get the spoken greeting, but not the response.
Good evening.
اسمي مارك.
It's me. My name is.
My name is Mark.
We've done this together.
أنا إليزابيث.
I am Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
حضرتك.
حضرتك.
And you are for masculine.
حضرتك.
And you are for feminine.
أنت من وين؟
أنت من وين?
Where are you from for masculine?
أنت من وين؟
أنت من وين?
Where are you from for feminine?
I see you just comment.
كيف الحال؟
I'll comment on your comment. كيف الحال?
Or
كيف الحال؟
I'm going to say كيف. It's
how are you?
urbane.
كيف حالك؟
How are you for masculine?
كيف حالك؟
How are you?
Okay, realistically, I'm going to say كيف حالك because that's what I've already learned, and it's the first thing that I'm going to default back to if I'm not thinking. Okay, I see Let me just delete this. I don't need it anymore. For Just Comments, you said, hello, you wanted to start learning Arabic for ages, but you've been put off by how difficult people say it is, so you'll watch to see if it gives you more confidence. You can do it. What I will say is that if you're just interested in Arabic generally, it's worth knowing like why you're interested in Arabic. For me, I'm increasingly interested in talking to real people, and it's people who speak this particular variety of Arabic. So that's why I'm studying this variety. If it's just Arabic for Arabic's sake, then modern standard Arabic, there are a bajillion resources for that. That'll get you reading poetry. That'll get you reading literature. That'll get you reading the Quran. That'll get you listening to the news. But you will not be able to order a coffee, as I have, as I have learned through, real life. So it's a language. Their language is like any other. It's just it's the Semitic family, so that you're going to have some interesting stuff with the roots, and then the dialects. People just pretend that they don't exist. So if you're trying to learn modern standard Arabic, there's tons of resources, but people will pretend that that's what people speak, and it's not. That's why I wanted to check this out. So follow along. You can do it. I believe in you. I believe in me. And we'll get it together. So let's see. Let's listen to, let's see what this track is. I think is this the next dialogue? Leave taking. So they didn't give us all of these anamin, like wa alaikum assalam, ahlan wa sahlan, ahlan, ya Allah, sabah nur, sabah al-ward. They didn't give us any of that. No idea if I'm saying it right, because I can't model it off of somebody saying it. Masa nur, masa al-ward. I like of roses. That's just nice. That's just a pleasant sentiment. Ahlan wa sahlan. Charafna. Charafna. The two R should be trilled. So charafna. Or is it sharafna? Somebody let me know. That is great. I always look for things. So it's one thing to learn how to speak a language. And get by. I have been looking for ways to, if not sound like classy, then to leave people with a really positive impression. So what I mean by that is, for instance, I remember learning years and years and years ago that while I had learned de rien in French for, you're welcome, and you say de rien, it's nothing, that is sometimes frowned upon in certain circles, and that it's always considered more polite to say something like je vous en prie, which is like I pray you. Almost exactly equivalent, for those of you who are following with the Persian, to like befarmayin. So the thing that I'm always looking for is something like those. Like I learned, for instance, somebody said like, it's very nice to meet you. You can say like, and it's nice to meet you, or enchanté, or moi aussi, or whatever. But I learned également, which is like likewise. There's something nice about it. It stands out a little bit, but it's not standing out in a bad way. And so I'm always looking out for these things. And I feel like tasharrafna is one of those that I've heard it before, but I hear it less. And it seems cool. Somebody can let me know if that's all right. Tal says charafna. So charafna. So cha, not tisha, not T'Challa, right? We're not in Wakanda. Okay. Tal, good to see you again. Thank you for joining. All right. Anna min, alhamdulillah. That is Baruch Hashem. Just, it's nice. These are just making these connections cross-linguistically. Let's see. Tamam. It says more responses will be introduced later. So, Qais. Tamam is got to be related to Farsi, tamum, like tamum eruz. I spent the whole day. It's probably full, great. I don't know. I'm sure we'll see it later in the textbook. By the way, just comments talking about learning. One of the things that I really encourage is 2 different activities. One is breaking it apart, like I'm doing right now. So I'm just kind of experiencing the whole textbook here. And then the other is outsourcing that memorization. And we'll do that next because I don't think I made cards for leave taking, let alone my audio. Why is this? What does this mean? 1.7 or 114 and 115? That's very confusing. I bet it's 114.
Listen and repeat.
No.
Following are some of the common greetings along with their proper responses.
Oh.
Listen to them and repeat after
I'm so
each
confused.
one. Make sure you understand the meanings of the new greetings.
We're going to listen to the audio
Refer
first.
to Unit 1, Dialogue 1.
Ah, okay.
السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام.
وعليكم السلام.
وعليكم
أهلا
السلام.
وسهلا.
كيف حالك؟
تمام، الحمد لله. أنت كيفك؟
Lots of silence
الحمد
here.
لله.
All right, so I'm going to go back because I haven't...
Listen to the following expressions and their proper responses.
Uh-oh.
For
What am
further
I doing?
explanation,
There we go. Listen to their... Is she like a smoker? Okay.
listen to the following expressions and their proper responses. For further explanations, refer to Unit 1, Table 2. Expressions of leave taking, masculine.
اسمح لي.
اتفضل.
I'm going to have to listen to this again.
بالإذن.
مع السلامة.
يلا باي.
That one I know.
باي بنشوفك.
Okay, hold on. So these are not in the order that things appear in the textbook. That's kind of annoying. You have to match it all up, but this is further down. That's what I was scrolling around trying to find. So below the dialogue, there's the leave taking. So he said ismahli, which is give me permission. Itfaddal, you're welcome. So now we get the responses. I don't understand, but I'll take it.
اسمح لي.
Oh, that's not ismahli. That's smahli.
اسمح لي.
That's just an S. And I think I can prove it. I'm going to make sure, though, because this is how I like to learn. Export selected audio. You know the drill now. Arabic audio. And then I will follow up with how I'm adding things. I'm just going to make my Anki cards in a minute. But let's find out what's going on first. I want to understand what I'm doing. All right. Smahli. Oh, look at that. There is no vowel. So this is the S, this dark band of, high frequency frication. It's just all kind of noise, but it's more noisy at the top. That's S. And then, is this like silence? Is this a D-voiced kind of thing? Well, okay. Yeah, I'm actually hitting play on the audio right now. It's nothing. And then this is an M. This is an A. This is Li. And he's emphasizing, so the blue line's the pitch, the orange line, or the yellow line is the intensity. So we're starting high on this first syllable, which is the actual first syllable. So it's not ismahli, it's just smahli.
اسمح لي.
Smahli.
اسمح لي.
Smahli. Okay. Cool. I thought I was hearing that. This is one of those things where sometimes linguists... is my keyboard not working? Sometimes linguists... Prot doesn't want to close. Okay, sometimes linguists hear things that other people don't really hear, and it's because of all the training. Which is not to say that none of you heard that, because I'm sure many of you did, but... It's something that I'm constantly listening for, these sort of allophonic variations. The textbook is going to say ismahli, but what I'm hearing is smahli, smahli. And the more that you can do that, the better. That's the principle behind approaches like shadowing that you see, like Alexander Arguelles, for instance, really is big on. The idea is to just get it in your brain and get it out your mouth before you're thinking about, what the words are on the page. And some people find that easier, and some people have a really hard time. I don't know why.
اسمح لي.
اتفضل.
بالإذن.
بالإذن.
مع السلامة.
مع السلامة. So go in peace. Got it.
يلا
Peace.
باي.
يلا باي. Bye.
باي بنشوفك.
بنشوفك.
بعد إذنك.
بعد إذنك.
بأمان الله. الله معك.
بأمان الله. على معك.
Expressions of leave taking, feminine.
Now we get the feminine. Okay.
اسمحي لي.
اسمحي لي.
اتفضلي.
اتفضلي.
بالإذن.
That's the same, right? Okay.
مع السلامة.
يلا باي.
باي بنشوفك.
بنشوفك.
بعد إذنك.
بعد إذنك. Okay.
بأمان الله. الله معك.
It sounds like it's almost like ulla. Am I hearing that?
بأمان الله. الله معك.
Ulla معك, right? Like that's, I'm not crazy, that's
الله معك.
I see Patrick says, I love shadowing. Honestly, I do basically everything you do with the addition of a little shadowing. I have a love-hate relationship with it. And one of the things that I do is more of like the remix. Like I'll do like the Stephen Reich approach to it, where it's like, I'll sample this and just play it over and over and over and over and over again and get like the music of it.
الله معك.
So I might actually, let's see if I can do this. I can just loop it. Whoever tunes in right at this moment, it's going to be it's going to be a weird live stream for you. All right. Let's get this here. It looks like the K is like sort of long and then released with an aspiration there. Is that?
الله معك.
Okay, that's what I'm hearing. Science. Okay.
الله معك. الله معك. الله معك. الله معك. الله معك. الله معك.
All right. I honestly would, if it were just me and not a live stream, I would probably do that like 20 more times. Ula معك.
الله معك.
Ula معك.
الله معك.
Ula معك.
الله معك. الله معك.
Ula
الله
معك.
معك. الله
Ula
معك.
معك. I want to get that. Okay. I don't know how compelling this is for all of you to watch, but I'm having fun.
الله معك.
All right. So, for Ula معك. And that is like God be with you, right? Which is literally cognate with goodbye. So that's fun. Goodbye is just a shortening of God be with you. Fun fact, if you didn't already know that. All right, so let's do this. I'm going to open Anki. I'm going to learn all my leave taking. I see Muhammad _123 has just said, okay. To you too. I see Talcon. It's not a U sound, but the L in Allah sounds more deep. So it's like a dark L, sometimes called a velar L. I guess a velarized L, and sometimes called a dark L. So like, Allah. It's like a syllabic L, like Allah ma'ak. I don't know. I have new 15 learning to review. You can see I haven't been good with my reviews, but whatever. I'm moving forward. All right. So for just comments, whatever you use, and I think Syrian might be. Moroccan Arabic tends to do the thing where they just don't have vowels. It's like Czech, where they just have entire words with no vowels, and their words are very different from like the rest of the Arabic speaking world. So Syrian may be an easier like foothold, but Moroccan Arabic is another one of those languages that I like because it reminds me of my imagining of like Klingon. And I mean that in the best possible way, which is very, very good. I just want to be clear. Sometimes people are a little like, what do you mean by that? So whatever I'm doing, it does sound like an adjective case, Stuart. Thank you. Whatever it is that I'm doing here, I'll take the audio in Anki, whatever textbook you're using, whatever audio. I'm going to go to the silence finder. I, of course, didn't select anything, so let me select something. Let me select everything. Silence finder. Actually, first, let me get rid of her like this is leave taking. I don't care about that. All right.
Listen to the following expressions
that.
and their
Okay.
proper responses. Masculine.
Masculine. So let me just trim that. I'm not going to save these changes. Everything's fine. Silence finder. Again, I didn't select anything. Silence Finder. Let's do this again. Okay. Silence Finder. Treat audio below 30 decibels of silence. Sure, minimum duration of 250 milliseconds seems reasonable. Sometimes you mess with it. Sometimes it won't give you exactly the right boundaries. You'll find that out, and you can just redo this whole thing. But what this does is it finds all the silences, just like the name suggests. You can move them around if you want to. I generally don't bother with that stuff. Then I go to export, file, export multiple. This is going to be track 8 split. Did I not do track? I think my battery-powered keyboard is dying here. There we go. Track 8 split. I don't know what I did for track 7. I might have to go back to that, but we're going to do track 8 split. Doesn't exist. Do you want to create it? Yes, I do. I have exported all these things, and what I will do now for my last trick is go to Arabic audio, track 8 split, and I have all these.
اسمح لي.
And they're their own thing. So now I got to learn it. اسمح لي. Give me permission. So leave taking. I may have to add some notes to myself. So give me permission to leave. Right? And on the back I'll have is. What do we have? اسمح لي. All right, let's see. Just making sure I'm not getting text messages from my wife. And I should ask everybody here, what are some, what if you speak Levantine Arabic, what are some pet names for your loved ones? We had a
اسمح لي.
nice conversation about this yesterday in Hebrew, and I would love to know maybe some equivalent terms. So, اسمح لي, give me permission. Let's see if I want to add some sort of image. Let's do this with your permission. I'm probably not going to get anything useful. Well, that's kissy on the side. That's not what I expected. There's a movie. Till Duden Öskiller? No thanks. Not seeing anything that's particularly useful. Can I use your phone, please? Okay, so I'm not seeing a lot of things that are going to be helpful for me. Leave taking, but I need like 20 of these, so it's going to be a problem. So I don't know. I feel like a Midwestern goodbye would work here, but I don't know. Getting ready to go. Okay, that's predictably not helpful. All right, so I am not going to use an image for this because I have hit my maximum on how much time I'm willing to waste looking for an image. So, اسمح لي. What's the response to اسمح لي is, what did he say?
اتفضل.
تفضل. اتفضل.
اتفضل.
تفضل. It sounds almost, is it dental? Okay, you're welcome to leave. اتفضل. Capitals as the duh. You're welcome to leave. And that's, I should just put that this is a response. I might delete that when I see it later if it's not helpful to me, but we'll see how this goes. You're welcome to leave.
اتفضل.
اتفضل. Nobody's keeping you here. You are welcome to go. اتفضل. All right, we're on to the next one. And I think there's going to be some grammar around this later that we learn.
بالإذن.
بالإذن. So this, I feel like these B's are like a present tense thing. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong here. Seems like that's a thing that I've heard.
بالإذن.
So that's with your permission. So give me permission. It's all, very polite. With your permission, I'd like to leave. I love that I have to write in parentheses in order to remember what we're talking about. The actual thing. So this is a language that is spoken in a culture where there's some high context communication, right? Like I have to actually put this to understand what the bil is actually about. Let me hear that again and try to say it better.
بالإذن.
Okay.
بالإذن.
It really sounds like he just leaves the last part off. Yeah, and if you want to be really good about this stuff, you can also like label the audio better than what I'm doing. I don't care. And he says, what does he say? He says, Ma salama.
مع السلامة.
Ma salama. It sounds like the e becomes ah here because of the stress before it. So, with peace, as in go. So let's see, go with peace, ma salama, and then that's what. How did they transliterate that? Ma. So that 3 is the ra. Salame. If I say it that way, it's going to be wrong, but I'm sounding it out. All right.
مع السلامة.
By the way, for just comments and anybody else who's studying Arabic,
مع السلامة.
the script, I'm using transliteration here, but the script itself, not hard. Everybody acts like it's hard. It's not hard. It makes sense. You can do it. Ma salama. Okay. Yalla bye. Do I need to memorize that? Probably.
يلا باي.
Yalla bye. Yalla.
يلا باي.
Yalla. Okay. Sounds like are all the L's dark? Tal, let me know if you're still here.
باي بنشوفك.
Bye بنشوفك. We will see you. بنشوفك. So shuf. I'm guessing B is so just as this is my linguist brain kind of lighting up here. I'm guessing, and somebody can tell me if this is right, and I don't know what I win. I'm guessing B is a present tense or present future non-past marker. Is going to be first person plural. Shuf is to see, and uk is you. Let me know if I'm right. Somebody tell me. Oh, thank you. Habibi. Oh, I knew that. Habibti. Okay. Hayati. So, my life. So, Chaim Sheli, like, same thing. Hayati. Okay. In Yala, it's dark L, but it's not always the case. Okay. Eric, salam, bishalom. Okay, somebody let me know. I think this bin shufak. I think I'm onto something here. I think there's just stirrings of an analysis happening here. Bin shufak. All right, bin shufak. Hannah, any more tips on training linguist hearing? It's yes, actually, I was gonna say it's just a process. You got to do it. No, learn the IPA. And like, you know, have for me, I use it as a mental image. So I'm very visual. So I end up thinking about like, either a spectrogram or the actual International Phonetic Alphabet, symbol for things. And then, use something like Prot, use something like Audacity to actually listen over and over again. Do not think about it as words. Think about it purely as sounds. And so when we do something in Prot, let's listen to one of these.
باي بنشوفك.
Let's find one. So here, I'll open this in Prot. Let's do this. Just really quickly, I'll show you how I think about this stuff. There's a lot of silence there. So let me select this. Go out a little bit. So sounds. It's just sounds that people are making with their mouths. Accents are that. So if you can pay attention to like what makes one person's speech production or accent different than another person's, you know, whether one person says ah and one person says or like, you know, some different, like paying attention to those differences, even if you can't pronounce them or produce them as effectively, is one thing. And then it's also like, you know, the more you learn about phonology, the more you're like, these are things that are likely to happen. Like, you know, in Persian, for instance, there's the K sound, like a K before front vowels is a little bit, you know, a little affricated. So you get like ki. It's not a perfect example, but it's the difference between like ku and like K or something like that. These are things that are like regular patterns that you start to see. So let's listen to this.
باي بنشوفك.
باي بنشوفك.
باي بنشوفك. باي بنشوفك.
So I'm hearing one thing that I'm noticing, right? Like this silence is the K. K is a glottal closure. You can actually see like these lines are, this is what's called I said glottal, it's velar. These lines are what's called a velar pinch, where as the tongue kind of moves back to make that closure, the vowel changes slightly. That's actually what we're hearing when we hear a K, because this is just silence. And then this is the release. See if I can play it again. So that's, I mean, you can barely hear it, but that's something that I'd be listening for. And then as I'm trying to speak, maybe I can't get all of these things,
باي بنشوفك.
but I'm probably going to try to say, like, at the end of a word,
باي بنشوفك.
bin shufak, bin shufak, bin shufak. I'm trying to figure out, like, is it a k, is it a k, and really work on that. Every time I look over, I'm seeing Muhammad _123 with retracted messages. So I don't know what's going on there, but you know, I hope if it's something positive and helpful and nice and good that everybody can benefit from, that you can find a way to make it happen. And otherwise, I'll see if I can catch it. Tali just said that I thought of an example, and alhamdulillah, the L is not. Yeah, okay, I can hear that. All right, so let me quit Prat and keep going. Bin shufak, bin shufak, bin shufak, bye, bin shufak. So what is he saying? He's saying we'll see you again. Bye. See you later. No, we'll see you later, right? We'll see you. I'll be seeing you. Okay, we'll see you. And later's not there, so I'm not going to say that. Bye. We'll see you. Bye, bin shufak. Naughty mnemonics time.
باي بنشوفك.
Okay. Let's see. First time catching you live. Love the channel. Thank you. You're taught some basic subset of IPA in school in first grade to transcribe English words. I'm guessing from the one character in the middle there that
باي
Sophie
بنشوفك.
was Japan. Let me know. But yeah, that and the fact that you said you learned IPA in school, which is something that we don't get in the United States for sure. All right, bye, Ben Shufak. Okay, I'll add that. I always want to overdo the ra. بعد إذنك. Okay.
بعد إذنك.
بعد إذنك. The reason I need the audio is you learn this stuff from a textbook, and then you're like, okay, and then you talk to somebody and you sound completely ridiculous. بعد إذنك. Okay, so بعد إذنك. Let me hear how he says it again.
بعد إذنك.
بعد إذنك. Okay, بعد. Okay, with your permission, we're starting to run into too many words for permission. Ith and ith. So I'm get idn. So bilidhen. Okay, idnak. So I'm starting to notice a pattern here, which if I went faster, I probably would not have caught this pattern. So that's working our way through this. I see the name is Japanese, but it was an Estonian school, so plot twist. All right.
بعد إذنك.
Nobody knows who you are on the internet, It's what is the old saying on the internet? Nobody knows you're a dog, from that old New Yorker cartoon. Okay, but ilnak. So iln is permission. I've learned a word, right? I could have Beyonce as my. Was there a song permission, or is it? Nah, I don't know. With your permission. I've also learned another word, right? Which is with. With your permission, again, with your permission, I'll take my leave. Bad idnak. So it sounds like it's impossible to learn how to say I am leaving.
بعد إذنك.
That such a thing is just not said.
بعد إذنك.
All right.
بأمان الله.
بأمان الله.
بأمان الله.
بأمان الله. Okay. With the protection. So ba'ad. What's the difference between ba'ad and bi? That's what I want to know. Leave in brackets here. Leave. with the protection of God. So that's Khoda what is that? What did I learn in Farsi? Khoda negadar, right? Like negadar. I wrote it. I was trying to memorize that one instead of Khoda Fez because it was distinctive. This is what I was saying before. I always want to say like, volontiers instead of like, something less class in French.
بأمان الله.
Okay, بأمان الله. I cannot wait, by the way, until we get to the part of this where there is a French influence in the vocabulary, because that'll be my time to shine.
بأمان الله.
بأمان الله. All right. بعد إذنك بأمان الله. Is there more? No. Okay, so this is going to be the feminine.
الله معك.
Oh, Allah معك. God be with you. Okay. God be with you. Allah معك.
الله معك.
All right. Allah معك.
الله معك.
Oh. Man, Bad is after. All right, so like Bada, I knew that from Farsi. I should have known that, like Bada Zor, afternoon. Okay, Bad, what's it? Baditnak. So like after your permission. That is delightful. This is hopefully I'll be very, very polite by the time I can actually say anything. It'll be very polite.
Expressions of leave taking. Feminine.
اسمحي لي.
Ismahili. So let's see what's going on here. Ismahili. So li is to me. Ismahili. I don't know what's going on here. I will learn. I'm certain that this textbook will actually teach us more about like what these words are to breaking them down. But first, it's just going to be chunks.
اسمحي لي.
Chunks is the technical term in linguistics, by the way, which I always found hilarious. There's a lot of stuff in linguistics that's like, the names are just like, that was the best that we could come up with, really? Okay, give me permission. So I'll do that again. Give me permission. Is this talking to a female person? Can somebody confirm Ismahi? Ismahi is that talking to a female person, or is this just Ismahili is? I don't know. Let me know if you know. If we're all learning it together, that's fine too. Ismahili. I don't know why I gotta say it's feminine when I hear the voice, but
اسمحي لي.
okay.
اسمحي لي.
Check my phone, make sure I'm not missing. Okay. Dude, I always like the language on top. Bald means after. Talcon, yep. So the yep is like Ismahi is talking to a female person. Okay.
اتفضلي.
اتفضلي. اتفضلي. اتفضلي. اتفضلي. She sounds. Was this like?
اتفضلي.
اتفضلي. She's almost like a va. Is that? I think that we talked about that earlier in the chapter, whether that there's lenition for the female speakers. You're welcome to leave. Feminine. Man, I have so many implied things here. All right, اتفضلي. اتفضلي. I mentioned. Okay. Okay. I mentioned before on the previous live stream that this is.
الله معك.
Oh, whoops. That this is
بالإذن.
اتفضلي.
There we go. For just comments, if you're still there.
اتفضلي.
I mentioned on a previous live stream, and this will be helpful for you for whatever variety of Arabic, that the pharyngalized consonants, you hear them actually on the vowel. Just like when I said that, a K is literally silence, and then the adjacent vowels are how we hear that it's a K. Same thing with this. So like the D sound is going to be the vowel preceding and following will be potentially affected, but it's worth being aware of that. That's something that helps me, and hopefully it'll help you. Okay, تفضلي.
بالإذن.
بالإذن. This is going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot slower going on this live stream, for this language
بالإذن.
than some of the others. بالإذن was the same, right? So that's just with permission. بالإذن. So I don't need to do that twice.
مع السلامة.
Did she say مع السلامة? That's the same. Yeah, okay. All right.
مع السلامة.
So I don't need to model my speech on a female speaker, so I'm not going to bother with that one. I have the guy saying it.
يلا باي.
يلا باي.
باي بنشوفك.
باي بنشوفك.
بعد إذنك.
بعد إذنك. So this is إذنك 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 بنشوفك.
بأمان الله. الله معك.
And then just silence at the end. I can delete that one. Okay, so we're doing okay. I'm noticing ak is the suffix for second person masculine singular. So that's ech in Hebrew, right? And ik in feminine second person singular. So bin shufak, bin shufik, bad idnak, bad idnik. A little bit different from modern standard Arabic, but like kind of good. Kind of easy, hopefully, to learn. All right, let's see what the next piece of audio is that I have. I'm really enjoying looking at the audio in particular. Weird mixing of modalities when I say looking at the audio, but we really are looking at it.
Unit 1, Dialogue 1. Two friends, Ahmed and Layla, are meeting.
Okay.
Ahmed introduces his new friend, Salma.
All right, well, that's where I want to go next. So we're going to go into Audacity. And, in a few weeks, I'll be able to say hello and goodbye. This is one where I'm just going to take my time. I have no urgent need for this, and I can just take my time. So let's see. What do we got here? We have peace be upon you. Assalamu alaikum. And peace upon you too. Wa alaikum assalam. You're welcome. Ahlan wa sahlan. Yes. Okay. How are you, Layla? So kif halak? Great. Alhamdulillah. So what you say? Tamam. Alhamdulillah. Anta kifak. I'm just seeing if I can do this before we listen. Praise be to God. So Baruch Hashem. No, Alhamdulillah. I'm good. I'm like Quais. That's a cool word. Patrick, am I doing any italki lessons for this language? I have not yet, but I would like to. I actually really enjoy it when I can make time for it. I really enjoy italki. Although it's weird as a linguist because I keep asking questions that like catch the teachers off guard because they're like, if this is how you say hello, this is how you say goodbye. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like, do that thing with the L's. Like, so marhaba ana Salma, ahlen. Sharafna. So I'll be able to hear the word when I get to it. We're honored. I'm Layla. Welcome, Miss Layla. Welcome to you. Okay, so lot of politeness. Let's listen.
Unit 1, Dialogue 1. Two friends, Ahmed and Layla, are meeting. Ahmed introduces his new friend, Salma.
السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام. أهلا وسهلا.
كيف حالك يا ليلى؟
تمام الحمد لله. أنت كيفك؟
الحمد لله أنا كويس.
مرحبا أنا سلمى.
أهلين تشرفنا. وأنا ليلى.
أهلا آنسة ليلى.
أهلا بيكي.
I hear it now, Tal. I hear it. Okay, let me go back to him saying
الحمد لله أنا كويس.
مرحبا أنا سلمى.
Okay.
أهلين تشرفنا.
Am I like really?
أنت كيفك؟
الحمد لله أنا كويس.
I just need to hear that again.
الحمد لله أنا كويس.
So it's not alhamdulillah. It's what do we have? Export, selected audio. You know the drill. We're gonna look at it in prot. Save. Do. Open with prot. Should be prat, but whatever. It's Dutch, right?
الحمد لله أنا كويس.
Okay, I'm going to break this apart a little bit. So we have an H,
Hamdulillah. 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 Hamdulillah.
sounds like hamdulillah, hamdulillah.
Hamdulillah.
Let's listen to less all at once. That should be hamd.
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 Should be du.
Dul.
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 Dul. Dul.
Okay, so here's what I'm hearing. I think I could probably figure it out from the formants here. These dark bars here indicate where the tongue is placed in the mouth, but it sounds very much like the oo is. So oo is high vowel in the back of the mouth. E is a high vowel in the front of the mouth. It sounds like the oo is being drawn forward by the E. He's sort of anticipating the E and then the closure for the L, which is probably dental. So it sounds almost like kind of sounds like Turkish, right? Like a front vowel, like a front rounded vowel.
Dul.
Dul.
Dul. Hamdulillah.
Hamdulillah. Hamdulillah. And Tal, you said that word in particular doesn't have the dark, the velar L. That would be a moderating like influence on this fronting of the vowel. So
Hamdulillah.
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 Alhamdulillah, man, I'm not gonna get that. There is no way that I will pass for a native speaker of this language. I do not have the time and the energy to dedicate to that.
Hamdulillah.
But I can really appreciate it.
Hamdulillah. Hamdulillah.
I just really want to hear this vowel again.
Dul. Dul.
D.
Dul.
D. So if it's a dental D, and the dental L that's not velarized, then you have two sounds where the tip of the tongue is at the front of the mouth, and you have a high vowel that's back and a high vowel that's front. There's all of this pressure towards having it be at the front of the mouth.
Dul. 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 Hamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Hamdulillah.
This is kind of like, you can see like a little rise in intensity here. This is the yellow bars here. So that's just a little rise in intensity. But
La. La.
la,
La.
la,
La.
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 So this is its own syllabic L. Like look how long this is. This is 100 milliseconds, right? This is 1/10 of a second. That's quite long. Okay. Alhamdulillah. If nothing else, maybe I'll walk out of this being able to really say Alhamdulillah.
Hamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Hamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Hamdulillah.
My last vowel's wrong. Let me work on this.
Hamdulillah.
Is that the really, is that ha? Yes, it is. So Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Oh my God. This is, by the way, how do you know somebody's studying linguistics or is a linguist or maybe speech pathologist or something? They're the guy on the subway or the girl on the subway, whatever it is, who's just sitting there and they don't look particularly, unhinged, but they're sitting there going like, nah, like, that's me all day. That's why I like wearing a mask on the subway because nobody knows that I'm there going, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah,
Alhamdulillah.
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 Okay.
أنا كويس.
أنا كويس.
أنا كويس.
أنا كويس.
أنا كويس. أنا كويس.
That could be, you could make a beat out of that. That could be great. Okay. Alhamdulillah, أنا كويس. Alhamdulillah. That alone is going to get me to have the sort of dental stops that I need to have because I can't say it. I can't get my vowel right the other way. I see, Hannah. I hope I will hear the difference between all 5 variations of E in French one day. Oh my God. Do you mean like and A and Yeah. Okay. So, I think, it's been an hour. I'm starting to have enough here. I'm not going to dump all of this into Anki right now because I'm just not. I might do it during the week, and if I don't do it during the week, then we're going to pick up where we left off. Patrick says, can I send you my Fairuz playlist? Of course. thelanguagejones@gmail.com. easiest way to get me. So the Language Jones, like Al Jones at gmail.com. And let's see, what do we have here? There was one more thing that I wanted to listen to.
وأنا ليلى.
أهلا آنسة
No,
ليلى.
no, no.
تشرفنا.
There it is. That's what I wanted to hear. Cherefna.
تشرفنا.
It's written with A's, but it sounds almost like an like in bed.
تشرفنا.
Cherefna.
تشرفنا. تشرفنا.
It also doesn't sound like it's trilled.
تشرفنا.
Cherefna. Cherefna. Maybe that's just this one speaker in this one instance.
تشرفنا.
Cherefna. But that's a nice word. Eric Herd says French vowels are a prank. Have you tried Dutch vowels? They've got all the fun French ones, but some of them are lax too. So they have where if U is the rounded equivalent of E, they also have the rounded equivalent of like I. Like I. I can't even do it. But yeah, these languages with too many vowels, like English has 18 vowels. That's a lot of vowels. I respect an 8-vowel language, a 5-vowel language. You know, your Italians, your Spanish is like those. They got enough. They're happy with what they have. You don't need all those vowels. Similarly, you know, the Caucasus languages with like 58 consonants. What are you doing? Like, balance it out. Honestly, I love them all. There's too many languages. I have to stop somewhere. But you know, I'm gonna have fun until I can't anymore. And I hear it keeps your brain, you know, young and youthful, and like staves off dementia. That or people just think that you're speaking other languages when really you're gone. But we'll find out. I see vowel gluttons. Les gloutons de. So pronounced Herdy. I missed some. Oh, Herdy. Okay, your name. Herdy. Like what did I say? Herdy. Eric Herdy. Okay. Appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah. And if anybody, by the way, I'll say this next live stream that I do, because at the end of the live stream is not the best time for it. But if you want to, you can always write me things in IPA. And if you don't know how to do that on your computer, you can go to type IPA. I think it's ipa.typeit.org. And there's the IPA keyboard. You can literally click. There's the IPA full keyboard. So you can get as much or as little detail as you need. I have no idea what I last wrote here, but it looks like it was Jangi with creaky voice and nasalization. All right. That's where I'm going to call it today. So for those of you who are watching but not commenting, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe if you like what you're seeing. Everybody can support with super chat and super thanks if you want to. I have a Patreon. It's patreon.com/languagejones. I'm trying to be better about saying that in the middle of the live stream, but you know, I get excited about language. So thank you all. I'm going to go do my taxes now. So you all should probably remember to do your taxes. We only have 2 weeks if you're in the United States. Oh, I see. It's anglicized German, but everyone assumes it's anglicized French. Oh, there's a couple more comments all coming in. So learning Hebrew in the clip Audacity. Yeah. Save it on your phone and listen over and over again. That's exactly great. I wish I could use Audacity on the phone. I wish there was something that I could do to, like, you know, do this kind of stuff on the phone, because you could dump it into Anki that way. But I found it's really, really hard there's not an easy, intuitive way of doing that I've found. So thank you all. Patrick, shukran jazilan. Paul Jones says taxes. No. Yeah, see? You got to remember. We got to get on it. We have 2 weeks. So now's the time to get a head start. I feel like a head start already passed, but now's the time to get started. So thank you all. And I just learned some leave taking. So what should I say? Bilidin. I got others. What do I have? I'm going to say goodbye somehow. I'm actually not going to say goodbye. I'm going to, you know, insinuate goodbye saying. So Baldidnak. Baldidnakum for all of y'all. I don't know. So with that, thank you all. Shukran. And I'm going to say it the way that I know is going to be all right. Yallah. Bye.